Title: Shattered Vows. I never imagined that one day, I'd be standing in the middle of our living room with nothing but a suitcase and the remnants of a life I thought was mine. Our apartment, once full of laughter, inside jokes, and shared dreams, felt hollow, as if the walls themselves were mocking me. And Jason stood at the kitchen counter, a whiskey glass in hand, acting as though everything was normal. When I first met Jason Mitchell at a college networking event, I thought he was perfect. Smart, charming, ambitious, with a laugh that made the room feel warmer. Our relationship was whirlwind, late-night conversations, spontaneous weekend trips, and promises of forever. We married young, in a small ceremony in Central Park. Our apartment in Brooklyn felt like home from day one. I poured my heart into our life together, balancing my career in marketing with building a home. I celebrated his promotions, supported his long nights at work, and believed that love meant sacrifice. But love is supposed to be mutual, isn't it? It started subtly. Jason began coming home late, claiming work stress. Phone notifications that he refused to show me. Weekend trips labeled business meetings. I asked, I worried, I confronted, but he brushed it off. I started noticing things. His cologne on shirts I didn't recognize, new habits, a hesitation in his eyes when we talked about the future. My intuition screamed at me, but I ignored it. Until the texts appeared. I was lying on the couch when my phone buzzed. Jason had left it unlocked. I didn't want to look. But curiosity is a cruel friend. The messages were sweet, intimate, and unmistakably not meant for me. My hands trembled. I stared at the screen as if my life had split in two. That night, I confronted him. The man who once held my heart in his hands now tried to excuse it with mistakes and stress. I had no tears left. No words could cover the betrayal. This isn't about stress, Jason, I said quietly. It's about you choosing her over me. Over us. Over everything we built. He tried to charm me, to manipulate my guilt, but the woman staring back at him in the mirror was different. I was done hiding my pain. I was done being blind. The nights that followed were the hardest. Alone in the apartment I had called home, I screamed into pillows, cried on the floor, and questioned everything. But slowly, something shifted. Pain became fuel. Anger became strategy. I realized I had a choice. Let this destroy me, or rise above it. I hired a lawyer and meticulously organized every account, every document, every asset. Jason wanted the apartment, the savings, even my car. I reminded him who had built the life he now wanted to claim. He underestimated me, and that was his first mistake. Friends who didn't know the full story whispered behind their hands. But I held my head high, determined to reclaim not just my property, but my dignity. The courtroom was a battlefield. Jason argued, trying to manipulate the truth, but I had evidence, emails, receipts, and undeniable proof of his betrayal. Every lie he told only strengthened my position. I felt a quiet power as I spoke, laying out the facts without drama, without desperation. The judge listened. Finally, justice felt real. Not just for me, but for the woman I had become, strong, unbroken, and in control. After the divorce papers were signed, I didn't feel relief or vengeance. I felt freedom. Pure, unshackled freedom. I could breathe, think, and live without compromise. I focused on myself, career, travel, friendships, and rediscovering my passions. I moved into a penthouse overlooking Manhattan. Mornings with coffee and sunlight, evenings celebrating my successes, weekends lost in the joy of discovery. Jason's regret emails now get deleted unread. His attempts to reach me? I didn't care. Over time, I learned something vital. Betrayal doesn't define you. Your response does. The fire of his betrayal had refined me. It had sharpened me. I realized my value, my strength, my independence. I wasn't waiting for anyone to validate me. I was Clara Mitchell, independent, successful, unshakable. Life hasn't slowed down, it has become richer, more vivid, and entirely mine. I laugh now at memories of nights spent crying, at the weight of despair I once carried. Those moments forged me. They made me relentless, fearless, and aware of my own worth. I see the skyline stretching infinitely before me and I smile, because I know that this story, my story, is still being written. I am no longer anyone's victim. I am the hero of my own life, the author of my own destiny, and nothing will ever take that away from me.